Today on a very special Fort Riley the podcast, we celebrate the birthdays of both the 1st Infantry Division, which occurs on June 8th, and the 248th birthday of the United States Army on June 14th. Join us as we celebrate the storied past and bright future of these two proud institutions.
The history of the 1st Division, the Big Red One, begins as far back as the Revolutionary War, when its Battery D of the 5th Field Artillery served under Captain Alexander Hamilton. This battery has the longest record of continuous service of any unit in the United States Army. Its history runs parallel to the history of America. The Fighting First was organized as a division in World War I, when it scored the first American victory of the war at Cantigny. In the great battles of Soissons, Saint-Michel, and the Meuse-Argonne, it helped smash the German army and end the war. During World War II, the 1st Division, true to its name, was in the first waves of the invasions of North Africa, Sicily, and Normandy. It smashed across France and Belgium in bloody fighting, was the first to enter Germany, and helped stop the Nazis in the Battle of the Bulge, in the drive to the final victory in Europe. 20 years later, when communist aggression in South Vietnam threatened the peace of Southeast Asia, the first full U.S. Army division sent to meet the challenge was the Big Red One. The Vietnam engagement was to be the longest and in some ways the most arduous of the wars fought by the 1st Division. But as always, the division lived up to its great heritage of valor and success in battle. New faces, new strength, a new mission, but all of it steeped in a time-honored, hallowed tradition of service to country. And now, after almost 2 centuries of valorous battle deeds, the 1st Division looks ahead, confident that it will carry out its future tasks in the spirit of its motto: no mission too difficult, no sacrifice too great, duty first.
Since before the birth of our nation, Army soldiers and civilians have answered the call to live with purpose, to make a difference, to live for something bigger, to stand firm when others may falter. They follow in the footsteps of giants. From those who first fought for our nation's freedom, to those who stormed the beaches of Normandy, today's soldiers and civilians continue to answer our nation's call. For 244 years, a deep and powerful bond has been forged between America's soldiers and the nation they serve. They have remained vigilant, ready to defend our families, our neighbors, and the American way of life. They fight for what matters. They fight for country. They fight for honor. They fight for one another. And they fight to win. Though the character of war has changed, one thing has never and will never change: the strength and character of a United States Army soldier. These extraordinary men and women choose a different path in life, a path of uncommon selflessness, of service, a path that ensures all our freedoms. Whatever the challenge, wherever the mission, when America needs her best, she sends a soldier.
So happy birthday to the Big Red One and the United States Army. For Fort Riley the podcast, I'm Tom Roos.